vision of the seas right behind us. First meal, lunch on the boat. We're getting ready to take off on the boat. Theater area on the ship. We're leaving the port of Amsterdam. We're in like a lock here, like Panama Canal. They just opened up the front gate there, and if I look back here, you can see the other gate is still. Getting ready to go to formal dinner tonight. Nice night out.
Everybody hung. I wanna wake up.
Nice outside, about 65 degrees.
Alright, just like that.
Alright, you're almost to the top, Tammy. Alright, we're going to Helsinki, Finland tomorrow. Yeah, of Helsinki, Finland. On the bus. Park area with some sailboats out there. The Sibelius Monument, famous composer in Finland. Rock Church in Helsinki, Finland. It's basically in the rocks with a little roof up top. And that's 15 miles of copper wire, they said at the top. Another view of the Rock Church. What the outside of the Rock Church looks like. Finland has 6 icebreakers that break the ice up in the winter. And there they are. There's a little harbor area. They're a pretty structure in Finland. They go inside this, hopefully. Picturesque scenery with the buildings and the harbor. Building in central Helsinki, Finland. There's the Senate building. Alright, we're going to walk over there. Alright, Tammy made it up the stairs. Now we're going to walk inside. And after we walk in this building behind me, we're going to walk down here. They got all these little like penguins painted up. They have a nice piano organ up there. We're headed down to the little art collection of his favorite one, the one involving chemistry. They're obviously all painted with different images on them. Alright, headed back to the bus to get back on the boat, get some dinner, and watch an evening show. And then tomorrow is Russia for 2 days. We are leaving Helsinki, Finland, and headed to St. Petersburg, Russia. Just got done having dinner. Tonight on our bed we have a towel frog. Arrived in St. Petersburg, Russia.
Fortified here, and Russia was completely cut off.
First building we see in Russia. Alright, driving to Catherine's Palace. KFC in Russia. See KFC.
We have left the borders of St. Petersburg.
That's pretty nice. Okay, walking inside. to Catherine's Palace. We just walked up a marble stairwell. And they got marble all in here. Nice little dining area. Wow, look at this room. Look at this 8.5 kilograms of gold plated in here. This roof has a big painting on it. There's another room. Here's the garden area. Nice day outside with the blue skies in St. Petersburg, Russia, at Catherine's Palace. Imperial Bathhouse. Another pretty area. Walk. Cute little bridge here. There's Timmy at the top middle, waving hi. The Hermitage at Catherine's Palace, where gifts were given.
Fully fledged museums which occur inside. We are allowed to take pictures and emerald.
The highway.
It's industrial. Oh, the new port. 1991.
There are apartment
This
complexes
is
in
land,
St.
but
Petersburg.
The reclaimed land is where you get the port.
Peter the Great.
Georgian name, but nevertheless
Neva River.
the fourth biggest cathedral in the world. The fourth, the gilded cupola to the right. The fourth after Saint Peter Cathedral.
They call that the Kissing Bridge.
The longer the kiss lasts, the more happier the union is.
First stop is St. Nicholas Church. St. Nicholas Church. St. Isaac's Cathedral. Nice little park out front. Big structure. You see the little people up front. Fourth biggest one in the world. St. Isaac's Cathedral. Lots of gold up there. Our guide holding sign number 26. So in Russia, he's our visa. We cannot go anywhere without him. There's the Last Supper painting, but actually it's not a painting. Everything in here is a mosaic. 10 months to create 1 square meter. Different types of stones in the columns. The green one. The blue columns. Pretty statue up there. I said we can go in the Four Seasons Hotel right here to use the restroom, so I guess we'll jump in there. Going in the Four Seasons Hotel. And then here's a little foyer. And then over here, I guess, is where you can possibly check in. Yeah, it's pretty nice. Costs $1,061 a night, according to reception. This is the coffee shop. It goes a little van like this, and then you go around the back side. It's cool. Very neat. So they got a little machine here, and they have an Irish pub
So it
in
has
St. Petersburg.
decorations with statues. We're also going to see straight ahead the main square of St. Petersburg, which is Palace Square, and it is framed by the building.
We're gonna walk up to the church to the spilled blood. There's our tour guide up there at 26. We're gonna catch up. A shot of it. We're going inside. Lots of nice mosaics in here. There's a lot of people in here. So when Alexander was assassinated here, Alexander II, this is the spot, and they call it the Church of the Spilled Blood.
Two million items,
Cathedral.
paintings, sculpture, the Lamothe. Sounds French.
The Canali Hotel from
The famous
1934, really looks nice.
Also, if you have a look to the right, you see the Catholic Church,
Catholic
named
Church.
after bookstore, and on the top, inside the
like New
cupola
York.
and the upper floor is we are crossing the Fontanka River.
That's pretty.
Yeah.
Straight ahead, we square is actually bigger than Red Square in the
The Neva River.
pretty remarkable view. To the right, we see Peter and Paul Fortress with Saint Peter and Paul Cathedral.
So here's a whole bunch of new apartment complexes they're making in St. Petersburg, Russia. They say the average salary of a person here is $600 a month US. The average condo right there costs about $48,000 each apartment complex. Going to a folkloric show and dance in St. Petersburg, Russia. The folkloric show. So this is the theater, pretty big. Folkloric show. They're walking out of the theater. It gets dark around 11 o'clock at night here. This is our bus right here that we got to get on to go back to the ship. The sun is setting right there. Going back to the Royal Caribbean ship. Sun is going down. Colors, blue, green. Stripe passport control. We are now going back on the boat. We are going to the Hermitage and Peterhof in St. Petersburg, Russia. Alright, bus 23. It was used during the war.
The seashore of the ancient.
Arrived at the Peterhof in St. Petersburg, Russia. We are here early. The gold statues out front. And they'll turn on the fountains in about another hour or so. shot from the center.
Le puso una hoja ahí de barra, tenía que hacerse una hoja de barra.
Tú querías que estuvieran pelados. There's nobody there when we sat down.
A little garden area outside the main complex. Split in the park, you can go either way. One of the gold fountains. Poseidon and Triton.
The next movement that got really popular in Russia. And yes, to be prepared to...
And the Hermitage is right there, that green building straight ahead. Everybody's Russian. Or Russian, not Russian. Coffee shops. Open the back doors and they can make you espresso. Last view of the outside of the Hermitage. 3 million pieces in there. If you spent 1 minute at each piece, it would take you 8 years to see every piece in this collection. I guess it's the world's largest collection of art. Another view of one side of the Hermitage Square in St. Petersburg. It's bigger than the Red Square in Moscow. Alright, we're going to the entrance to the left. Thrones chair. Pretty room. The ceiling. This is actually a clock here. Huge vase. But each room is decorated very nice. Ceiling is gold lace. It's pretty spectacular. Another picture. Looks like a fish with a baby. Crouching Guy by Michelangelo. Skylight Hall. Paul and Peter. This room's got a lot of sculptures in it. There's a big hallway down there, wow. This boy's taking a pee right here. A little courtyard out there. It looks pretty. Pretty room too. It's another pretty room with lots of sculptures on the wall. The gold room in the Hermitage. Wow, lots of gold in here. This is a pretty room. Lots of gold. Lots of Molokai stone columns. We survived the Hermitage. Now we are going back to the boat to get some dinner, and then tomorrow we'll be in Estonia. Fountain in front of the side of the Hermitage. Main square in St. Petersburg, Russia. That yellow building has the longest facade in the world, 580 meters. Ride in the Cinderella chariot. And the Rolling Stones performed there along. Last view of the Hermitage. This place is happening. Happening. Older design.
Raphael Santi. Leonardo da Vinci.
Here's the newer design.
So they just really were understanding themselves.
Alright, we are headed to dinner. Here's the atrium. And they got some violinists playing. The wind is blowing us against this dock, like 30-mile-an-hour winds. He's got the thrusters going full force. So this is the front end of the boat, and that's how close we are to this ship. He's called in the tugboats to help out. Yeah, we'll be out of here in no time now. Even St. Petersburg, Russia. We are in Estonia. Tallinn is the city's name, and we're going to do the highlights. This little outdoor concert hall where artists have performed here, like Michael Jackson, Madonna. And in the wintertime they do some alpine skiing here. They just have a little lift up 58 degrees. Walking around the old downtown Estonia. Violinists. Those little doll things, so it's Trump on the outside, and when you open it up, look who's on the inside. Obama. Well, let's see who's on the inside. Ah, Bush. He said in previous times here, if you were unemployed for a while, you went to jail. Pretty church in Estonia. Alright, we're going to go inside this church, the Nevesky Church. View of the castle. Alright, we're going to go visit this tower called Keek Indikak. I might be saying it wrong, but anyways, there it is. Pretty day out. Looking down. Estonia, Tallinn, the town square. Try to go in that church over there. Yeah, also that three. Katarina Kurik Church. Some tombstones in the church. The courtyard. It's a really side church to that old one. It's a pretty scene.
Putin evil, wake up Europe! Putin evil, wake up Europe!
Here's a sign at a restaurant in Estonia. It says, "Skinny people are easier to kidnap. Stay safe and eat cake." Back to the ship. in Stockholm, Sweden. Neat looking square here. Colored buildings here, pretty. Contrasting colors on the buildings. Very cool. In that building, which is City Hall.
In the year of 1697. This old but a glass roof would have been too heavy for the walls here, so you can see a bit more. Let's move over here.
5 years to finish this painting here, because it's made with plaster. Into the gold room now.
The decision to use gold on the walls is made really late in the construction process. The artist, that's the bishop from, this is where the dancing takes place after the dinner over there for more than 40 years. In the beginning,
A fun little 45-minute tour. Now we're headed over to the Vasa Museum. Yeah, pretty little water scene. Pretty view. There's a hop-on, hop-off boat. We are in the Vasa Museum. Like this boat, basically, once they put it in the water after building it, it sunk after 20 minutes of sailing because some wind made the boat lisp, and all these cannon holes on one side filled up with water because they were open. And it basically, they sailed for 20 minutes, it sunk, and about 30 people unfortunately perished. And then 333 years later they brought it up to the surface and preserved it and put it in this museum. Pretty impressive. What it used to look like. Here's some of the wooden pieces they had on the back that were painted at the time. Side of the boat looks like. And down here they had to put a whole bunch of rocks in the bottom, I guess, to make it a little more bottom heavy, and that added to the extra weight. A shot of the boat, the ship. This is the back side of it. One of the museums nearby. Pretty little arrangement in a park here. There's the organ. A nice organ. One of the most popular streets in Stockholm, Sweden, in the old city. And here's looking the other way. Another cool alleyway. Swedish air in a can for like $8. Basically peels it off and he actually rolls it, and then they sell it as a rolled treat. It's a funny little alleyway. It's really narrow with a whole bunch of stairs going up. Narrow alley. Amy touching both sides of the wall. It's a narrow walkway. Blue skies. Now we're going to get on these tender boats here, and they're going to bring us over to that boat there. Leaving Stockholm. We have the snail on our bed. Is the best sunset we've seen so far. We're sailing from Sweden to Denmark. Here's our final formal dinner, and tomorrow will be in Denmark. He's 87 years old, and it's their 35th anniversary. We're in Denmark today, and we're going to go see the city highlights of Denmark, Aarhus. Getting ready to do a little shore excursion.
Tom Speaker in Baltic Cruise, cathedral, all over.
The oldest churches in Denmark. And of course, there's the big organ. Wedding in here today, and they said the church was closed, but they opened it for 1 hour. A neat little side room. Church that we just walked in. The Queen's Summer Palace. Right now, her and her 2 kids are in the palace, but her kids are like 40 years old. When the flag is flying up top, she's in the house. And Den Gamble By. It's a nice historic area. This is what the old town looked like.
I wrote all that down.
Garden down there. The old registers. We are leaving this old city attraction. This is the Queen's boat, we found out. One that guards it all the time with a sword in her hand. You walk in this little area here, and they have a whole bunch of vendor stalls where you can get the local street food. This street vendor food area, and they have these fries that are cooked in duck fat, and they really are cooked in duck fat. So he gave us a sample. We're going to try it and see how it tastes like. Ah, nice day outside. And they have some big concert playing down there. So in Denmark they have all these bikes. You can see how many bikes are parked here. This is like a free outdoor little concert they have over here. Here is the museum once again in Denmark, Aarhus, and up top they have this rainbow thing you can walk around. This is a tradition in Denmark where once they graduate school they stop here at this fountain and they all jump in and this fountain and jump in the water. They graduated high school. Big party. Some neat apartments as we leave Aarhus, Denmark, on our way to Copenhagen, Denmark.
Well, the oceans, there's only like...
The whale on our bed, the Tau art. Captain, he's only like 50. Was our boat captain. He's only like 50 years old. Yeah. Copenhagen, Denmark. Bear and its cubs. Little sailboat harbor near the Little Mermaid statue. Famous Little Mermaid statue in Copenhagen, Denmark. Very small, probably about life size. A view of the Little Mermaid statue. Is an elaborate water fountain. Here's the front view. Residence of the Danish royal family since 1749. There's a neat church. We're going to go do a quick tour of the Rosenborg Castle. It was built in the early 1600s. There's a little rose garden out back in the garden. Some more roses. It's about an hour and a half tour. Got some really pretty rooms in here. Very well decorated. Well decorated once again on the roof. The marble room. This is a real pretty room. This room is influenced by Asia. So it's 10 o'clock and the clock's going off once. Hall of the castle. I'll do with a great hall. There's his main chair. Signs were made in 1670 and they're made of silver and tusk. Jewels, the actual crown. Some more crowns. The emeralds.
That's the kind of emerald I want.
So now we're going to go to Tivoli Garden. Here's all the bikes at a metro stop in downtown Copenhagen, Denmark. You see an interesting little square, all these old buildings in the popular area. View of the square. City Hall in Copenhagen, Denmark. And they have some big festival going on here. A soccer convention going on. A video shot of City Hall. To the entrance of Tivoli, or going inside. Those funny mirrors that shows us tall and skinny. We were super short. Look at my legs. No more chicken legs. This is a park that has amusement rides, and Walt Disney actually came here 3 times in the early 1950s, which inspired him to make Disneyland. The stages that they do performances on. Another little pretty area. The garden area. Gymnasts from all over Denmark come here to perform every day, I guess, on the weekends.
Can't stop playing this song, it makes me high. I hear my...
And there's some other gymnasts. Coaster ride in the park. Goes the roller coaster. Has a whole bunch of little places to sit down and have some food. Win one of these big candy bars, like about 2.5 feet long, and there's another one of those games where you can win like a 3-pound candy bar. Types of popcorn they have here: hot licorice, cheddar cheese. There's a pretty little fountain. It spins in a circle, and the people go round and round. And go around the little pond. There they go. Whoa! This is the Gamel Strand. Narrow turn. This boat just came through the tunnel and it has to turn, and it barely makes it by another tour boat. There's another group. Another tour boat. Popular church in Copenhagen. A cool water fountain. This is the popular Nyhavn Street. It's got lots of places to eat on the left side and just a real popular area to take canal boat rides. Colorful area here with all these buildings in Nyhavn. Which, once again, very scenic here. And
I will have to warn you that we're going to pass a lot of low bridges, so please stay seated and watch your head while we pass the bridges. And smoking is not allowed on board.
lower your head here.
Lower
Lower your head, please. Oh boy, you really gotta lower your head here.
exercise.
Opera house. Here's the church. You can climb up all the way to the top. Narrowest bridge. You barely fit. He's sitting right over there before, and now we're actually in the boat. This is where it can barely make the turn. Bridge. Tammy. Alright, cool. He's training to be a guard. This is the guard for the Royal Palace in Copenhagen, Denmark. Church in the distance from the Royal Palace. Very pretty day. Saw it this morning, but with blue skies now. Geffion water fountain by the Little Mermaid statue. Side view of the water fountain.
Have more than 50 miles an hour across decks, so I encourage you to join us one more time in Centrum tonight.
Here's an oil platform out in the ocean. Even the Masquerade Theater for the last time. Just finished our 12-night Baltic cruise, had a great time.